This is a game deck. Hello, Detective. Gamedec gives you the freedom to approach situations from multiple angles rather than forcing a single solution. You decide how to conduct the investigation. Remember that every decision has consequences and grants positive or negative effects. Determine how to be perceived by the other by selecting traits which correspond to your gameplay style. Next, we'll show you the core mechanics of the game. Aspects develop your character and reflect your experiences by choices in the game. They can be influenced by any of the following: attributes, personality, traits, skills, origin, and knowledge. For the purpose of the demo, we've already picked the aspects for you. In the game's final version, you will acquire them through interactions and dialogue with NPCs. Professions. Aspects unlock professions, but be wary. Becoming a hacker can make life easier by exploiting bugs or programs. Still, it may antagonize some NPCs who know something more about your in-game actions and choices. Other professions that emphasize being empathic. For some reason I wanted to read that as a different word, and that's what stumbled up. But would be a better choice for players who want to increase their charisma with NPCs, encourage them to open up. Gamedec currently has over 30 unlockable professions. Again, for the purpose of this demo, we picked the path for you. Deduction. Aggregates all clues collected during your investigation in your current case, and it helps you navigate towards a conclusion. The important thing is that there is no fail state of the matter. Revelations you find can present moral dilemmas, just like in real life. Codex functions similar to deduction as it is also an archive. Unlike deduction, the Codex collects information between all the cases you have started and or solved. You can come back to the Codex at any time to get more data. We did our best to serve you the best version of the game as possible, but due to this build's work-in-progress nature, you may encounter some bugs. If this happens, we would appreciate it if you contact us. It's time to solve your first case. Good luck. Oh, okay. I'm moving with the mouse. I was using WASD and it wasn't working out for me. Okay. Conversation. Cornelia. This man is Ezra Onai, was his name. Yes, Ezra Onai. He's dead. Nothing will change that. I understand, Captain. What you need to understand is that closing the case like this will reflect badly on our organization. That's neither your business nor responsibility, Sergeant Dahlia. The man was interrupted by a voice coming from the communicator. Captain, there is a doctor here. His name is Pax, and he wants to... What? We don't need that suckafu here. Sergeant Dahlia, we'll return to this later. I'm coming, Rama. The outranger looked at me angrily. We don't let civilians in. Move along, please. Okay, so I can do kind of these kind of things. And then we have Codex, Professions, and Induction over there. Let's ask about Ezra. You mentioned a name, Ezra Onai. You looked at me concernedly. Do you know the deceased? Confirm. Yes. Very sorry, we're investigating the circumstances of his death. If you're a family member, we'll keep you posted. Okay, I'm a Gamedec. What do I care? She paused and looked at me for a while. Hey, you're the one who got this kid out. Who was he? The son of some BWI big shot? I've heard good things about you. You can come in. Learn the hypotheses about Ezra's death. Right? The outranger frantically flipped through the data on the infolia. He didn't pay attention to me. Oh, it's you. What do you need? Sure, what's your name? Name is Cornelia Delia, quite peculiar. What's it to you, pal? I didn't choose my name, or my surname. It's from the Rejuvenation era. I guess it's fine, but I hate Cornelia. It was my grandmother's name. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. About your unit? You flew here with an entire unit. Is there anything I should know about? I wouldn't call us a unit yet. We still need to work some things out, and I'm not sure we ever will. So far, it's a group of mavericks. The drone operator is a spoiled kid in a crazy expensive Genskin. The captain struggles with his own demons, and then there's Tancred. What about the captain's demons? What did you mean when you said that the captain struggles with his own demons? Let's keep this between you and me, but he's been acting really weird. Work used to be the most important thing for him, but now... It's just a hunch, but it seems as though he's struggling between his duty and emotions. No, not like that. It seems conflicted between service and family, but I may be wrong. I'm not a telepath. Either way, something's eating at him. It's sad. The drone operator is using an expensive Genskin, huh? Can Outrangers even use those? They can. It's actually safer that way, and yes, it's terribly expensive. I've never seen one like it before. I'll send you an article. Alright, Ezra's death. Ezra Onai's death. What's your hypothesis? Why? Did you hear the story the captain is trying to push down our throats? That beacon crap? Why is it bullcrap? Why do you think it's bullcrap? Because it doesn't add up. And even if, I can't stress this enough, even if it did, it would be darn harmful to us. Why doesn't it add up? Yeah, I guess I need to stop reading those. Well, for one, the beacon's logs are empty. And of course, the report doesn't even mention this. What is your hypothesis? Oh. Okay, so what do you think happened? He was shot, that's certain. But not by a beacon. A human did this. I guess that's the end of the conversation. Here. The malfunctioning MCC beacon had been dragged down to the pavement and was clumsily swaying on the drift field. Don't even think about it. Civilians can't mess around with beacons. Sorry, but you're interfering with my duties. Oh, this is good. Just make it a bit sexier, Mac. Miss Brute's line was a bit rough. You're interfering with my... The woman flexed as she was advertising a brand new... Or a new brand of slimming cream. Investigation. Was that good? Ma'am, we don't talk like that. That would be unprofessional. That was amazing. I'd even ask you to lower the voice to a sensual alto, but they'll moan about it because Miss Brute has a different timbre. Let's side with the Outranger. Can't you see she's had enough of you? Give her a break, and I'm sure you'll get better footage. I'll shoo. You might be right. Come on, Mac. Let's step away and discuss the set design. I've got 2 new ideas. Alright, boss. Thanks, pal. You're welcome. It was a huge Mobrium. I had never seen a machine like that before. The Outranger controlling it was busy with the MCC beacon hovering in front of her. What's going on here? Behemoth Fabio. Ask about Ezra's death first. How do you think Ezra died? I don't know, but it wasn't the beacon. The cat may know something. It has access to a part of my psyche from which I'm currently separated. Alright. I'd like to take a look at that beacon. Is that okay? MCC beacons are serious gear. Scanners, weapons, AI. You have to be authorized to tinker with them. Right? We're not going to be doing that. Sidewalk graffiti was not a common sight. That one was made with permanent paint, so the colors stayed vivid despite attempts at heavy cleaning. Take a closer look. The end of iteration is near. Was it really? Says analyze it. Can you afford a Gamedec? I don't know. The garbage can looked disgusting. When I got closer to it, the stench hit my nostrils, which immediately made my throat swell. I had to suppress my gag reflex. Lurch. I reached inside the can, not knowing, or trying not to touch its sticky edges. I failed. Just below the top layer, I reached some sticky liquid, probably the same stuff that ran down the sides of the bin. Come on. Plunge my hand deeper, pushing through things I didn't want to picture. The tips of my fingers finally reached a warm metal object. I pulled out a metal box, wiped the slime off. It was a Metabot battery. That got me interested. I pulled the metal... Okay, I already read that. Beowulf. The Outranger's vehicle. They must have arrived in it. Reach into the trophy case? Alright. That's a little wild. Outrangers have their quirks. For one, they adore fresh air, so the windows in the vehicles are always half open. They also dislike circuitry, so I wasn't surprised to see an ignition slot. The key was missing, though. The driver must have had it. I ain't gonna reach in for the trophy case. That's a little wild. The garbage can was fixed in plastic concrete as if it were saying, "I'll stay here forever." Let's inspect. It was filled with cheap game pill packages, disposable drug dispensers, and bottom-shelf liquor bottles. Let's not think about it. Did I want to contemplate garbage? Maybe in the next life. Tourist terminal. The old tourist terminal looked ridiculous there. Where were these people supposed to go? To different polis? The Gaia? Check the offer. I wonder what piece of junk could offer people from the lowest layer to the polis. Welcome. Please note that the tourist console belongs to the city Rayistic systems. The offer presented by this device is outdated. Feel free to use the holo screen standing alongside it for the latest information, including on tourism. Okay. Something shiny lay on the ground. It was the key to the vehicle. It had the symbol of the Outrangers on it. Oh, that is mega suspicious. Pax, is that you, you piece of crap? Get the heck out of here. I'm in charge here, and I forbid it. Leave me alone, man. I work here, too. We're gonna keep looking. They said... Okay, screw off. Oh. Stop it. Do you know how much it's worth? Don't give a darn. Get out of my sight. Buckle. The well-built man was loitering on the sidewalk and giving the doctor menacing looks. I'll introduce myself. My name is Gamedec. I'm a Gamedec. I'm guessing you get to choose your own name, you know, when you're not in the demo. Just what we needed, a Gamedec. Who let you in? Refer to regulation. I'm a Gamedec and I have a right to be here. If you have any doubts, check them against the regulations. The man narrowed his eyes. Who doesn't love losing control of the situation? A wonderful feeling. Conflict with Pax? You and this doctor seem to be very conflicted. The man snorted, clenched his fist, and the metal parts of his glove creaked. You think so? Where did you get this from? Argument? I heard your argument. The man nodded. Pax and I have history, and it's not one with a happy ending. I'd rather he left. He did leave. History? So you and Pax, what happened? The man rubbed his eyebrows and sighed. It was a little over a year ago. Our unit was on patrol duty behind the ABB. My husband, we'll just say Michael, was with us. There weren't many dangerous species in that area. Well, except for insects. They're everywhere. Michael, the man looked down and grunted. He swallowed and straightened. A gadfly bit his neck. Hypodermia bovis toxica. It got really swollen, so we quickly evacuated. Then an ambulance arrived, and Pax was in it. He was arrogant and confident. The fool said it wasn't a gadfly, but a Brazilian wandering spider that lost its pedipalp. We'll just keep listening. Despite our protests, Pax ordered decapitation to save Michael's life. He lost his body because of that moron. Now he's in an involuntary zonet. Keeping his head alive cost a fortune, and we can't afford to regenerate his body. It's too expensive. With one decision unsupported by any evidence, this prick turned our life into a nightmare. The man cleared his throat. So yeah, this is our history, my friend. No happy ending for me. And since we don't see a way out, well, never mind. I'll offer some assistance. Maybe I could help you somehow. He tilted his head and sized me up. You? How would you do that? I'm a Gamedec. I've been around. He snorted so hard that he had to wipe his mouth. My girl, if I ever need to hit a level, or whatever it is you do, I'll let you know. In the meantime, we have real problems to deal with. I'll solve your problem. Captain, I've got a feeling that the stuff going on here might really do harm. Your good name is at stake. I know cases like this, and I know they require discretion. That I can guarantee. Let me help you. My good name is doing fine, dear. I appreciate your concern, but I don't need your help. Oh, so we went down over there. I guess it's not good. Alright. Ezra's death. How did Ezra die? However terrible it may sound, it seems that an MCC beacon mistook him for some kind of bat and fired at him. Can I have access to the drone? Need access to your drone. Do you now? And I need access to an anti-gravity shower and some good tea. And do you know what Gamedec? I don't get that either. Take your duty seriously, sucker. I knew a soldier once, a funny guy like you. But when he put on his uniform, he did what he had to do, and he didn't joke around on duty. Outrangers aren't soldiers. They don't train us to fire at people. So don't give me that army babble. Let's go. How about access to the body? Need access to the body. I need to take a look at it. I have more important things to worry about, dear. Duties. Captain, a man has died. It's both of our responsibility to get to the truth. We must find the cause of his death, no matter the consequences. Don't try to challenge my sense of responsibility, girl. Don't. I'll leave. For now. What do we got in deduction land? Okay, so we have... Oh, okay, there is stuff. Interesting. Got like stuff over here. Hold to choose. Very interesting. What is it? Let's ask about beacons. How do the beacons work in general? They scan their surroundings looking for new plant and animal species. If a beast comes close, they shoot. These here have a special task. If anything tries to fly or crawl up the lowest inhabited walkway, beacons have to shoot it down while adhering to all safety measures. People live here. There are two dangerous species around these parts. The toxic fruit bat, a seriously big bastard, and the Rattus mordax venatus rat. The rats got clever and stopped trying to climb up. The bats are dumber and charge sometimes, so the beacons shoot one down occasionally. They fire plasma, that's why there isn't much blood. Blood is no good, trust me. It attracts a crap ton of trouble outside the ABB, and honestly, it ruins the view here. So, you get it. Reliability? Maybe the beacon misfired. Does that happen? No, they use advanced artificial intelligence, way smarter than humans. A person could make a mistake, but a beacon? No chance. Believe me, I designed them myself. G harness? The victim supposedly had an anti-G harness on. Where is it? They say the captain took it off and secured it, but I didn't see that happen. It's probably in Beowulf. Tancred? Can you tell me something about the girl in the large mobrium, Tancred Brute? Ah, the infamous Tancred. She rescued some rangers on one of the patrols behind the ABB. She paid an awful price, but now she's a legend. She was only put into the mobrium recently. She couldn't be on duty yet. But they're making a holo movie about her. Plus, she wanted to be. She has therapeutic programs installed. That sort of take over communication if she becomes too stressed or relaxed. I think there might be a typo there. Supposedly, it's to hasten her recovery. All right. The man lying dead here, Ezra Onai. How do you think how do you think he died? I know what it looks like. Bat wings. The undercity below us. The captain was here first and took the anti-G harness off him. That's what he claims, at least. I didn't see it, but trust me, it's not the beacon that killed him. It must have been a very weird incident. I don't know. I can't make anything of it. This death must be a darn misunderstanding. And the sight of it is just inhuman. It's disgraceful that he's still here in the wet walkway like a bag of human bones. Alright. An outranger was leaning over Ezra's body. He was pale and clearly disgusted. I'm gonna ask for access. Is there a way I could convince you to let me examine this body? Did you hit your head or something? It's a corpse, and I'm an officer on duty. Ever heard of regulations? Want me to face disciplinary actions? Offer a favor? Everybody needs something, right? I'm a Gamedec. If you let me see this body, I could do something for you. Oh, that changes everything. In that case, I've got a quest for you. You need to go to the 100-acre wood and get me 3 acorns. Which game? Because, you know, Winnie the Pooh could be anything. 100-acre wood? What game? I haven't heard of it. Oh, you must discover on your own, traveler. Now go and begin the search. Godspeed. Suckafu, this city is getting weirder by the day. Time to go back to the jungle. And I don't know if he was being a suckafu or something else, but Mutation Control Center beacon. What a zeitgeist. An AI-equipped guard that protects us from mutated plants and animals. Can't hack it. Walked up to the edge of the sidewalk. It was a good place for the ad drone to spot me. Bored with your existence. Not getting enough sunlight in the lower levels. Treat yourself to a trip to the Ecologos bioestates and enjoy the warm sunshine for an entire day. Biostates are located in the ABBs. Eat natural meals, touch natural materials, discover exotic arch flora. The Ecologos bioestates are not responsible for any complications caused by intense contact with nature. Afraid? Learn more at our website. Gain access to drones' resources. Well, let's analyze first. It was a standard advertising drone. Even though it operated in the lowest layer of Warsaw City, it was in good shape. In between ads, I noticed the face of a diginet I once met. Turn to the diginet. Hey, I know you're watching me. Greetings, Gamedec. Actually, I'm watching someone else. Did you see what happened here? I mean, you know how that guy died? You know that I don't perceive the world the same way others do. I don't really understand it. It's unclear to me what happened. It was as if this man fell from the sky. Or no, more like, I can't explain. The taste of cherries, the grayness of dying, I don't know. Who are you watching? If you're not following me, then who? That handsome outranger. Ever since I regained my freedom, I like to watch different men. Honey Bunny is sweet and all, but so are the others. Can I have access? Use access to that drone. Could you... Anything for you, Gamedec. Here you go. Sure. Let's bombard Tancred with information. I don't know why that's useful. Open the list of available ads and picked a sequence that might alter Tancred's emotional state. Positive. Confirmed the set of ads and directed the signal straight to Tancred's brain. Interesting. Mac Boar. Oh, this is those guys. And then this is the Metabot. Yeah, the PAX guy. Was the guy over here Tancred? Oh, he's gone. Where did the guy in charge go? He winced and waved at me to stop as I approached. Babe, I get that people from around here are poor, but make sure you've showered before coming close to me. Okay. The police use drones such as these. They can scan dangerous and suspicious places. They say they are also able to detect mental constellations, characteristics of sociopaths and potential murderers. Okay, so that's the captain. Where's Tancred? I remember seeing a Tancred. Let's see. This is going to be risky business, but we're going to reach for the trophy case. On the pilot seat, I found a familiar box made of steel, a trophy case. Every kid knows what they look like. The window was slightly lowered, so I managed to reach into the cabin and feel the box in my hand. It was closed with a latch. Use the key. Nothing makes opening a lock easier than having the right key. I looked inside. Inside, there was an anti-G harness. Deal with it. Examine the harness. Seemed fine, but it didn't work when I tried to turn it on. I wondered why. Let's inspect it. There were a few straps and anti-gravity generators which allow the user to float in the air. Ask Tancred. Looked over my shoulder. Tancred didn't seem particularly busy. I sensed her. What are you playing at? Can't you come closer? Would you look at this harness? I've sent you a holo. See any damages? I didn't notice anything. But seriously, did you have to rummage in our box? Don't do that again. And no, I don't see any damages. The gear looks fine. Okay. Oh, you're Tancred. Yep. Okay, alright. Wait. This, behemoth. I wonder if that does anything. Ask about Ezra's death. My friend, you come here for favors without even a drop of booze or any respect for the rule of quid pro quo. How rude. I think you're a reasonable person. Someone who could help Tancred with my assistance. For that, we need the function key from her Mobrium. If you were to stumble upon it and bring it back, I'd be grateful. I mean, Tancred would be grateful, of course. Where can I find it? Maybe it's in one of the compartments in her Mobrium. Not sure. You see, I don't have access to that part of her mind. I only know she doesn't have it on her. Must have lost it or something. He licked his paw and looked at me, turning his head, his pupils dilated. At that moment, he reminded me of a small, helpless kitten. Check technical name. Open the device logs. The beacon's technical name was that. Check gun registry. Open up the window that monitored the gun functions and started looking through the data. The last shot was registered the week before, aimed at a rat climbing up a nearby tower. The rodent was hit, fell off the wall, and did not return. Beacon's gun hadn't fired since then. Technical specifications. Long-range scanners, high-quality cameras, and microphones. Quantum noses capable of differentiating 4 trillion smells. Remove the battery. These are very user-friendly devices. I studied the manual engraved on the armor, pressed some sensors, waited for the panel to move aside, and watched as the battery slid into my hands. The beacon began an emergency system shutdown. I watched it turn off and walked away. Actually, I can go for some vodka. Okay, so I have a battery. I don't know what I want to do with that battery. Let's see. If I dealt with the doctor guy, I could maybe get the captain to help me out. Codex, Mobriums, L-pill. Dual mask therapy. Professions. I'm skilled with the scalpel. Surgeon. Interesting. Definitely don't know a crazy amount of what's going on here, but that's fine. So I definitely don't think it's an accident. Maybe if I talk to some more people. Gosh darn suckafoo. The man cursed under his breath and repeatedly tried to pull out a smoke with his trembling hands. The cigarette fell to the ground. Suckafoo. He glared at the soaking wet tobacco as if deliberating whether it was worth picking up. He shrugged and pulled out another cigarette. Screw all of this. He only noticed me once he lit up and inhaled deeply. He sent me a quizzical glance. Ezra's death. I had a few questions and I wanted... Pax raised his hand. He took a pack of real nicotine cigarettes out of his pocket. From another, he recovered a lighter engraved with Asclepius's cane. He lit up lazily and took the smoke in, tasting it. I'm burning to help. Sadly, my fire is being doused by a certain problem. A hideous toad is roaming around here, interrupting my work. Ask about the toad. This is interesting that this is a... Oh, this is like some... Okay, let's do that. Toads, huh? The only thing I remember from their low city patrols is the contempt they showed to the inhabitants. They pretended to care about us, but only thought of us as city dwellers. Screw them. He looked at me with the mix of amusement and pity. He wanted to say something, but a coughing fit interrupted him. Once he had it under control, he took a drag on his cigarette as if nothing had happened. How are you feeling? Tell the truth, you don't look too well. Are you alright? He smiled crudely and inhaled more smoke. I feel excellent for a guy who will soon rendezvous with the Reaper. Are you dying? Not at the moment. I'll fire up the engines in about 3 months. Then I'll fly away. Too bad Gaia isn't the destination. He looked at the Metabot and exhaled smoke, barely stopping himself from coughing, assuming the diagnosis is correct. He coughed, but kept the smoke in his mouth. The cigarette paper started soaking with red. He grabbed the wet bud and looked at it with disgust. He tossed it into the abyss below us and lit up another. It probably is. So what's wrong with you? Stem cell cancer. No cure. Believe me, I'm a doctor. Do you have connections? Oh, you're a doctor. You could sense your friends. I'm sure they would. He stopped me with a gesture. A BLB is the only thing that could help me. Can't afford it. Too many debts. And I'm tired. No more of this. Alright, what about the captain? Seems like you and the captain go way back. Yeah. I could help you with this green problem. His shifty eyes looked up at me. Really? Would you do something to make the captain leave? Provoke him to hit you or something? Or find something to discredit him? I don't know if that's the way I wanted to do this. Actually, no. It's way out of my league. I understand. Alright. What about the Metabot? I'd like to use your Metabot. I squinted and asked without taking the cigarette out of his mouth. What do you need it for? I'm conducting an investigation. I could use this equipment. And I could use some peace and quiet. I've got a problem with the toad here. Besides, it's against protocol. He laughed. Something gurgled in his throat as he spoke the last word. Alright, well. Doesn't look like I'm going to be getting any more information out of that. So there's only these two that are left. It was a gynoid? A humanoid resembling a human. Green lips and green makeup. Hard to say if it was real or illusory. Looked like she was posing for a micro camera. I couldn't see the device, so I couldn't say for sure. Her mechanical face expressed seductive contemplation as she arched and curved her figure. Ezra's death? Here because of that guy's death. Did you see? Do you know anything? No, Martin told me something cool was happening in Low City and that I could do research for my role. So he came. Poor guy was already dead. Ask about the Outrangers? What do you think about the Outrangers? Interesting question. Until now, I thought they were just nature-loving simpletons that hated technology. But get this, the famous troublemaker Rama Matan of Sydneyland is one of them. That guy knows how to party, see for yourself. She blinked her metallic eyelids and sent me a link to the article. Okay. Goodbye. The guy was skinny, wore massive glasses with a secondary active pair on his neck and some brightly glowing digital lenses in his eyes. He kept looking around impatiently as if looking for something. Beautiful, ugly, sensational, inspirational? That I didn't know. Yes, I'm that famous director. No, I don't have a role for you. Though visually, you'd fit right in. Only important stuff, please. I'm busy. Outranger in the Mobrium. This big green Mobrium and the Outranger inside it. Can you tell me something about her? Tancred, fascinating story. Could make for a great holo movie. We're getting ready to film a feature on her. That's why we're here. Problem is, she has therapeutic programs that activate upon feeling strong emotions. Then she becomes hard to talk to. Right. Not getting the impression that anything interesting is going to happen there. So, the MCC beacon hypothesis. Beacon shot him on the walkway. I need to inspect the body. That's what I need to do. That's very important. So let's go talk to the captain guy again. Are you sabotaging the investigation? Sorry, Captain, but shouldn't the Outrangers try to divert suspicion away from the beacon? What are you implying, girl? I think you're deliberately taking this case in a strange direction. That's a serious accusation. You shouldn't make those without strong proof, and I assume you don't have any, do you? You're being blackmailed. Someone's blackmailing you. That's the only rational solution. Gave me a harsh look and opened his mouth to say something, but then he stopped, grunted, and rubbed his eyes as if deflated. Oh, by all mutations, I'm so tired. Who's doing it? Why do they want to blame the Outrangers? Leave it, girl. I'm not telling you anything. Okay. That's interesting. The Metabot, the pillar of healthcare service, they say doctors become obsolete because these things could easily replace humans. Molecular scripter. Let's do that. This guy would probably get mad at us. I don't know what this is. Got my walktel, connected it to the device, and transferred my license number, and the Metabot blinked and confirmed that I was in control. Take control. Tancred function key? Looking for Tancred's function key. Yeah, what for? The cat needs it. I was talking to this cat. He said he needs to finish therapy. The cat, Behemoth, is a liar. Don't believe anything he says. If he's the one who asked for the key, I won't give it to you. No way. Okay. And I need to take a close look at the body. When I reached for it, the Outranger grabbed my hand. Give me access. Keep your hands to yourself, civilian. This is a crime scene. Move along. Let us go. Invoke the law. I'm a medic, and this machine next to me is a Metabot. Do I need to explain why I need access to the body? Do you have any idea how it will end for you if you keep making things difficult? Don't need red tape problems. Go on. Do what you want. Man handed me a pair of super thin nano gloves. Yeah. Put these on. You don't want your DNA and fingerprints all over the body, sucker. A dead body is a terrible sight. It's a memory of someone who once lived a hideous, untrue, fake memory. The guy's face, as if carved from plastic, was pressed against the wet pavement like a strange silent object. The gaze of his open eyes was angled unnaturally. Nobody's face should lie on the ground like that. The face of a corpse. Maybe. Because that's no longer a person. Visual inspection first. I leaned closer. Search the body first. I rummaged through his pockets. He had no personal items on him. Not even a walktel. Inspect the head. The sideways-facing eyes had lost any expression or gleam. They resembled those of a poorly designed NPC. face pulled taut by the sidewalk, looked to be smiling blasphemously. What's in his mouth? I had an inexplicable hunch, parted his lips, and put 2 fingers in his mouth. A stiff tongue, dry saliva. I shuddered. There was nothing else there. Alright, chest. Looked at his chest. I guess we'll check under his clothes first. Looked like a small gunshot exit wound. Alright, feel his chest. I pressed on his chest in a few spots, then tapped. Weird, it sounded hollow inside. Sound near the wound should have been flat due to extravasation. Extravasation? Right, limbs. His arms and legs were splayed awkwardly. It was like he had been doing some weird mid-air stunts before hitting the ground. Pull-up sleeve. Looked like he'd been struck by lightning, but the marks were off. I rubbed my eyes and took another look at Ezra's arm. Nothing. I was confused. Pant leg? His calf was clean, no bruising. I checked the other leg. It was the same. Ezra's pant legs smoothly slid back, down, covering up the cold exposed body. Examined hands. Gently I lifted his hand. I was stunned. The skin on the inside of his palm was clean. Not even a scratch or a bruise. Everything in perfect condition. Checked his other hand, the same thing. His skin should have been torn if he fell and froze in this position. Right, flipped the body. Grabbed Ezra by the shoulders and started to turn him over gently. He was heavy and strangely stubborn. A holographic wing disappeared into the pavement. His head bobbed and was about to collide with the pavement. I noticed something flashing immediately behind it. Protect the head. I released one of his shoulders and grabbed the head, saving it from hitting the ground. I finished turning him over and slowly put the head onto the ground. Only then did I glance back toward the flash, but there was no sign of it. It's fine. We gotta protect the body. Inspect his back. There was a bloody hole in his coat, in his back too, it seemed. For exit wound. Modern firearms produce enough kinetic force to blast straight through a person easily. I reached out to touch Ezra's chest area. I retracted my hand, freshly smeared with blood, and wiped it off on the guy's coat. He was my friend, but he didn't mind. Wings? Translucent bat wings protruded from Ezra's clothing. I wondered if it was AR or a hologram. I turned off the glasses, but I could still see them, a hollow. To create such an animation, Ezra had to have Ilgen, an illusory generator, with him. I couldn't see it anywhere, so I turned to the Outranger. Do you see these wings? Take a guess, ma'am. That's why I keep fiddling with him. I can't find the Ilgen that generates them. Did he swallow it? Let's look for a bullet first. Slid my hand under Ezra's chest again. I felt the cracks on the pavement under the exit wound. I pulled out a metal object. I tore it from the pavement and took a closer look. It was a bullet. Right beneath the body. Not much blood. Just a few stains that looked like splatter. Suspiciously little, considering it went straight through him. Alright. Surgery using Metabot. Glanced at the battery level. I had to choose wisely, as each use of the Metabot required energy. I did get a battery, so I might be able to use that. What a blood test do? Let's do it the brain scan. Selected the brain scan option. The Metabot turned on something akin to a floodlight casting a faint light and began the procedure. The order cannot be executed. Insufficient energy level. Fuck-a-foo. How about a brain sample? I gave the command. A thin metallic tentacle slid out of the Metabot's arm and up Ezra's nose. After a moment, I heard a quiet, high-pitched sound of surgical drill. The Metabot's tentacle slid out of the dead man's nose, sprayed the tip with a disinfected foam, and tucked it inside the apparatus. The dialog box said the device had collected the sample. I don't know a disinfection mode. Sure, blood test. Selected blood test as the option from the panel. Something wired inside the Metabot, and the indicators lit up. Order cannot be executed. Insufficient energy level. Let's leave real quick. Metabot, install the found battery. I took out the battery I found in the garbage from my pocket, opened the Metabot's battery, and tried replacing it. Something was wrong. It looks like it was stuck. Let's force the battery. I braced and pushed with all my strength against the stuck piece of metal. It gave way, made a grinding noise, and let off some sparks, and then something hissed. Metabot inexplicably protested and died. Welp. Welp. Alrighty then. There's still something here that I'm missing. Alright, so let's see. Gunshot hypothesis. Somebody shot Ezra while he was hanging around near Yeti's coming. Not much blood. The bullet pierced the body and got stuck in the walkway. Small caliber. Ezra shot himself. It sounds horrible, but shooting yourself in the heart of the easiest way to commit suicide. Regarding the murder weapon, it probably fell into the Undercity. That seems unlikely. The shot was fired after Ezra's death. I like that one more. I'm going to choose this. How did Ezra die? Accident, the beacon, no. Murder, somebody shot Ezra. The MCC beacon was only a smokescreen. Oh no, Ezra was killed with the weapon from a game. I didn't get to do the brain scan. I think it was murder. Okay. Seems like... Oh. The man had a keen look and a mysterious smile. He came over to me and his smile widened. Oh, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. Sorry it took so long. Excuse me, where are my manners? Senior Specialist John Naba. I'm the insurer of the deceased. Say nothing. Looked at him, waiting for him to break the silence first. Either way, I'm sure you've already found your answers. They may be incomplete, but we should probably check Ezra's psychoscan, don't you think? It so happens I have it right here. It was the first thing I did when I got here. I want to give it to you. Let's call it a reward. Let's just sign the so-called paperwork so you can go home, okay? I'm gonna refuse. I'm not signing anything. That's a pity. I understand you wish to acquire a scan of your on your own. In that case, you should try your luck with a drone, a metabot, or this advertising stuff. Suggest you hurry up. And in case you have any problems or change your mind, remember that my offer still stands. Feel free to come back. Alright, dog. We'll do it. Nodded, and Naba displayed a window with documents in front of me. I stamped my I in. Or in. Fantastic. Here's your scan. There you go. You can go home now. Same way you got here. Working with you was a true pleasure. You're already here. Brilliant. Did you find what you're looking for? Perfect. Perfect. Now be on your way. You seem nervous. Why are you so jumpy? I'm not jumpy. I just want to fly home. As do you, isn't that right? Go on, quickly now. I'm gonna observe. I wondered what his deal was. So what? Are you leaving? We're still talking, though I'm being rushed. She looked straight through Naba and sent me a glance that showed disgust and concern. People do say that Gamedecs have many work-related disorders, but hey, no judgment. We also struggle. Choir. I opened my mouth to speak, but something suddenly tugged on my arm. My legs buckled. The world spun, and I felt a rush of heat in my shoulder. Oh. Y'all just gonna stand there. Hey, can you hear me? Are you okay? My shoulder was numb and swollen. Someone applied gel dressing to the spot where my sleeve was ripped. Let's go about Naba. John Naba, we were just talking when it happened. He might have seen something. Where is he? Sorry, who? The victim's insurance agent, a bald guy in a suit. He was hanging around here, remember? Must be in shock. There wasn't anyone like that here. I'm sure I'd remember a bald guy in a suit hanging around. Search. What about the shooter? I'll look for the shooter in the bar. Just be careful. It may look like a scratch, but the shockwave of a subsonic bullet is no joke. Your deltoid muscle is really swollen. Subsonic. Did you hear a bang? Neither did I. Someone just straight up shot me. You need to pay to go inside. It's typical for mid-city clubs flashed on his glasses. Let's pay him and tip him. No way, a tip? That hardly ever happens. Oh, by the way, you have a rip on your shoulder. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed someone observed my movement, or my moment of generosity. Unfortunately, I couldn't tell who it was. I'm in a hurry and need help. Someone just ran in here wearing a jacket with a red hoodie. Where did they go? What did they look like? Ran in, you say? I didn't see anyone. Ezra and I died on the walkway in front of the bar, and Ezra and I? No way. He's dead? You're kidding, right? That guy's amazing. They were going to add holopics of him to cereal packages. Darn it. Encourage him to say more. Cereal, you must be a big fan if you know stuff like that. He was the man. He used to say that we had to break other people's rules and stick to our own. Now that's my freaking life motto. Your hero cut himself off from sleeves as soon as he became famous. He only came back when he found himself out of luck. But he made it to the top. One of our own, so believe me when I tell you, friend, that all sleeves loved him. All of them. Yeah, especially Ramona. I think multiple people are talking to me. Loved him loud and clear. I'm sure he felt very loved when she came down on him yesterday. Good one, eh? Man froze, his glasses flashed. Oh crap, it's on the news, he's dead. And the Suckofu Toad says we can't leave the bar now. Darn it. Man looked at me impatiently. Why are you still standing here? I told you I didn't see anyone come in. I'm gonna insist. Saw someone enter right before I did. You guard the door and collect entry fees. You must have seen. That somebody didn't just enter, they stormed in. Shut your mouth. We didn't see anyone. You're not one of us, got it? Nobody's gonna tell you anything. Everybody can see everything around here. If you drink, get high, and talk like us, we'll know. You treat us like crap, or it turns out you're a Virtualia-loving troll sent by Tick. We'll know that too. Gain witnesses' trust, trolls, or sleeves. Find the person who shot you. Who shot you? Interesting. Who shot me? One of the sleeves? Interesting. Alright, well, we've spent quite a bit of time on this one. And I am fascinated. Oh, this person got 4 arms and 2 of the arms are behind this person. That's crazy. I am intrigued. It's not quite the game that I was thinking it could be, but it's still interesting. I can definitely see myself playing a game like this. So, you know, I'm gonna keep this on my radar. I think this is pretty cool. This was Gamedec. Let's go to the store page here. It seems like this game is releasing in September 16th. And yeah, it seems like what's it called? Like a detective kind of game. Reminds me a little bit of maybe something like Deus Ex, sort of, where, you know, like you gotta do a little bit of deducing to see what's going on. You know, I dig it. I dig it. We'll post the link in the chat here for all the people that are interested. I'm gonna move on to the next game, though, and do that. So yeah.